Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. Welcome to the 5 talking points video after our 0-0 draw against Everton yesterday. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about, can we compete for the title? What's our realistic expectations for this season? I'm going to be talking about areas in the team that need to be strengthened. I'm going to be talking about our team starting to find us out tactically. I'm going to be talking about why Sarri needs to rotate more. And to end this video, I'm going to be talking about our number 8 situation. But before I get straight into things, you guys do me a favor, smash that like button, help me get more than 500 likes for today's video. And don't forget to press that bell notification button as well to stay tuned to all things Blue Lions TV. Now getting in with the first talking point, and that's in regards to whether we can expect to realistically challenge for the title this season and what's our expectations. Now I know all of you constantly hear me make the same point, but I'm always referencing our season to our 13-14 season. If you guys remember, that was when Mourinho came back. We made quite a lot of key signings to really help change the way we play football. Guys like Willian and Matic came that season, and we were in for the title. Unfortunately, we weren't able to win it. Obviously, the game against Sunderland really messing things up for us right at the end, and Mourinho losing his winning streak at Stamford Bridge. But during that time, I think every single Chelsea fan just felt instinctively that next season we're 1000% winning this league. We literally only need a few more players, a handful of players to really complete this team and be ready to really compete for the title. And this is how I think things are going to play out for us this season. Let's not forget, Sarri doesn't have this team in its 1000% image. We know ideally areas in the team that Sarri would want: a right back, someone on the right wing, and a new striker as well. And it's natural that during the first season of a new manager's tenure, when he is bringing in different tactical philosophies and ideas, it is going to be a learning process, and we as fans need to be patient and we need to keep that perspective. Compare us to Liverpool and Man City. Klopp and Guardiola have been there for more than 3 seasons, and it's clear how well and how strong the team have evolved. And when you look at things historically under Sarri and how he is with teams under Empoli, teams were improving under him every season, and at Napoli, it was exponential. Every single season, things were getting better, not only in terms of pass completion accuracy, more shots on goal, better defending, etc., but also in the way that the team really understood what they needed to do and what was expected from them tactically. And there's one massive pivotal thing too, which we can't forget, and that's the fact that due to Sarri and his methods and his coaching and everything he does with the squad in training, it's gonna improve all of these players. And so far, we're only seeing glimpses of improvement in some of these guys, but we're forgetting that once this season ends and the next season starts with another preseason on top, with other players coming into the team to strengthen areas as well, the team is going to be even better next season. And I honestly feel that's when it's safe to be more critical of Sarri and, really be more strict with him, because it's like, you know what? This team is in your image. You've got the squad you want. You can go out there and do what you need to do. I still think that this season, we are going to go far in tournaments. I'm not going to be surprised to see Sarri getting this team to lift a trophy, either the Europa League or an FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. I'm not really expecting that to be too much of a big issue for this team. I think with how this team are playing, it's just natural that this is going to be the outcome at the end of the season. And this is why I've always wanted a manager like Sarri, where he can instill the philosophy, where his philosophy does complement what the club wants as well. Because when you have this type of stability at the club, when you've got those foundations, all you can do is build from them and improve and make things bigger and make things better. And Sarri's at the right environment with this club where he can achieve his goals and he can improve on every single thing he does. You guys, in the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions. What trophy do you realistically think that we can get at the end of the season? Moving on to the second talking point for today's video, and that's in regards to areas in the team that we need to improve on. Now, don't worry, this week, I'm not going to flop you guys. The transfer target video will be released, so make sure you tune in for that. I'm going to make it a bit special when I release this video. I'm going to make it a premiere release, so you guys will know exactly when the video is going to be out with plenty of time, so don't worry about that. But the only areas which I think this team really needs to improve on are the fullback areas, and I think that right-hand side, because I think that even though there is balance in the team, I think offensively is not really there just yet. I think it can get better. I think it can strengthen. And I think that next year, especially in the summer, we're really going to get players to really complement what Sarri wants, and he'll get the players that he needs to improve the team. Now, the reason why I think we need better players down that right-hand side is the fact that, number one, Kante isn't in the team for his creative ability. He's there for the pressing and off-the-ball work, so he needs those guys around him to make up for that lack of creativity that's going to come from Kante. And I think if you have a fullback on the right-hand side that's comfortable being a man, he can go 1v1, he can attack the spaces, he can go down the byline by himself, and he's comfortable keeping the ball when he's getting pressing from angles, that's going to make a massive difference. And I think most importantly, getting a right winger that has a left foot is imperative, it's key. When you look at Man City and their attacking balance of the squad, it's amazing. I mean, they've got two guys on the left with guys like, Sane and Sterling can play there as well. And you've got guys like Mahrez and Silva. They've got every type of player that they would need for any situation. They've got inside forwards that can cut inside, and when they need width and they need wingers, they have that in Sane and Sterling. And so far at Chelsea, we just don't have those options up front. I think that's definitely going to be an area that we need to improve in, because when you have lots of players that are very multifaceted and they can do a lot of things tactically, it really helps you throughout a season, because when you play against opposition teams, you're playing against tons of different teams that are going to use different systems and tactics to try and counter you and get something favourable from games. And when you've got that squad where you've got players for any given situation, it's only going to make your cause better at the end of the game. Of course, we need a striker. I might sound a bit harsh, but I think, I've seen guys like Drogba and Diego Costa and Anelka. I've seen what top strikers look like, and there was that moment at the start of the second half when Morata had an opportunity. I think he was unfortunate with it, but then you think to yourself, if that was a Drogba or a Costa, that's definitely going in. And it makes you realize, what is the difference between the world-class strikers and very good strikers? Now, with the world-class ones, they don't need as many opportunities to score to get a goal. That makes a massive difference, and Sarri has had that with guys like Higuain and with guys like Mertens, very clinical strikers. And of course, if Morata scored that goal early in the start of the second half, the whole complexion of the game would have been completely different. Everton most likely would have pushed up even more, and we've got an even better chance of getting that second goal. But you guys, in the comment section below, what type of areas in the team need to be strengthened in your opinion? Now, moving on to the third talking point, and our team's starting to find us out from a tactical perspective. It's starting to look like that. I think so far, we're seeing recently, especially these past few weeks, that teams are adopting using that mid-block where they're using their very compact shape. They're using their back four press up very high, and they're looking to keep their shape just behind the halfway line. And by doing that, by closing off passing angles, it's really affecting our build-up play from the back, because that's the most imperative thing in a Sarri system, that build-up play from the back. And if it's half of Jorginho to link in the midfield players and the forward players, if it's half of the back four to beat the opposition press, it's going to cause issues for us. And the main important thing is, if those passing angles are closed, it forces us to play much more horizontal. And what I mean by that is, by playing horizontal, you're playing very safe passes where opposition teams can keep their shape and they can be very comfortable because you're playing in front of them. They don't need to worry about runs being made in behind or any of those vertical passes or passes that are played between the lines. Those dangerous passes that ruin teams' defensive shapes and really causes these teams a lot of issues. We've also seen teams forcing us to focus our build-up play down that right-hand side because they know it is weaker, in the sense that that's the side most likely to lose possession of the ball. And that's when, if you're using a mid-block, you can get those counter-attacking opportunities at the halfway line. And when you win them there, you're more likely to create something through on goal. And we've seen that with guys like Townsend and Derby County. How many times do they create chances like that? Now, I think to really counter this, we just need a better team. And I think that we're going to have this issue this season where we are going to struggle against teams with these tactics. Remember, everything's still a learning process. I think next season's when we can really start to be harsh and really judge things, when Sarri gets the squad he wants. But it's definitely going to cause us issues with this season. Moving on to the fourth talking point, and that's in regards to Sarri and rotation. Now, hear me out for a second. It's the second game now where, we've had a Europa League game on a Thursday. We had a very early kickoff as well, and we've got a draw in a game. Now, let's be realistic. Sarri was complaining about this beforehand, stating that when we play on a Thursday and then we've got early kickoffs on a Sunday, that's about 65 hours. And when most of that time is spent traveling, how much time does the squad have to really, rest and train, etc., and prepare for the next game? You barely have any time, and it's no surprise that the fatigue, in a sense, is kicking in. Now, this is where it comes down to Sarri, because when Sarri likes to rotate the team, he clearly has the A team and the B team. But I'm starting to think now, and I've got this idea through Pep Guardiola, instead of being so regimented and strict with how you use these guys, why not introduce some of these B team players with the first team? Number one, not only do they get up to speed with things tactically, there's so many benefits from doing something like this. For example, these guys get to really speed up their tactical development and really get to speed up their understanding of the system and how to play with different players. And so far we've seen that when the B team play, because they rarely ever play together, things can look a bit disjointed. They don't really understand each other's game as fluidly. And I think that's going to cause issues. And when you look at someone like Pep or someone like Klopp, they're very comfortable introducing in these B team players with the first team. And, guys like Shaqiri coming in. Look how Pep Guardiola really rotates that defense. Sometimes it's Stones and Laporte, sometimes Otamendi is with company, etc., etc. Look how he rotates with the fullbacks as well. I mean, they've got someone like Mendy, but then behind him is Zinchenko, and Zinchenko is able to play, 100 passes a game, and that's incredible. And it's like, you look at someone like Emerson, he's only getting few minutes against poor quality teams where you're not really getting tested as much. And I think that if he was afforded more game time in the league, he's going to develop better, and it's really going to help improve the team as well, because then competition for places is a real thing. That's just my opinion on things. Maybe Sarri's thinking, you know what, I need the first team, I need this A team to really 100% understand and master my tactics and system before I can start introducing these squad players to play with them. But all I'm hoping is, I hope it's not going to come at the expense of it coming too late, which I think might be the case. So ideally, Sarri, I think it's time to rotate a bit more. For example, the guys like Hazard really need to play against Bata. Yes, do some of these first team players need to play in Europa League games? I don't know, I personally think that rotation needs to be implemented even more. It's a big squad, and I think it's going to benefit us over the long run. And to end with the final talking point, that's in regards to our number 8s. Now, it's a very, very interesting dilemma that Sarri has, because with our number 8s, they all have their own different strengths and weaknesses. There's not that real massive balance between them. For example, with Hamsik, he's very good defensively, very good going forwards. He has that goal threat, and he's also a playmaker as well, and he can obviously add to the attack and play people in. But when you look at our number 8s, but when you compare that to our number 8s, look at Kovacic. I mean, the guy's very good defensively. I think he's very underrated in this sense and doesn't get enough praise and credit for how much he helps strengthen the team. But at the same time, his weaknesses, how often is he getting in the box? But his weaknesses, how often is he taking shots? How often is he affecting the goal? How often is he getting into the opposition box? You look at Barkley. Yes, Barkley is confident taking shots from distance. He is good offensively, but at the same time, he's struggling with the build-up play and obviously the defensive side of the game as well. I mean, you look at someone like Ruben, the guy's very good when it comes to, his attacking build-up play, playing in tight spaces and having that goal threat, but his tactical development off the ball and tactically just isn't there yet, and he needs a ton of time to get better at this part of his game. Now, ideally, it would be amazing if we could just fuse all these guys together and you'd get that complete number 8 player. But there's also a positive in having 3 different types of players for the number 8 position, because I personally feel when you play different opposition, there's always a different context in which you can use these guys. For example, if you're playing against a team like Burnley that aren't going to press the midfield players, that are going to leave you space to play, that's going to benefit guys like Barkley and really show what he's about. If you're playing teams that are going to press you very high, using guys like Ruben and Kovacic is going to help. If you're playing against a strong team so your pressing needs to be on point, obviously Kovacic is the number 1 guy for that. So far when it comes to rotating the team, Sarri has been more lenient with the number 8s. But you guys in the comment section below, give me your opinion. Do you think that we're missing out not having that complete number 8? Or do you like the fact that we've got 3 different number 8s that can provide different solutions for different games? You guys, that's going to be the end for today's 5 talking points video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'm NiniFC. This is Blue Lions TV. Signing out.